Learning how to make games is hard. You have to choose an engine and a perspective, either 2D, 3D, or even 2.5D, and commit to making an art style that blends together in first person, third person, or whatever perspective you want to experience your games in. You have to learn about textures, UV unwrapping, tiling, normal maps, hitboxes, hurtboxes, shaders, loading levels, soft body physics, destruction, collision, version control, and the countless ways you can use event hits, overlaps, and line traces to add interactivity between your players and the world around them. So in this video, I show you my journey as I learned how to use Unreal Engine. The game I'm working on is about a raccoon that, it's still being workshopped. But overall, I have been focusing on implementing mechanics and learning skills that help me make better games. For example, I learned the basics of sculpting in Unreal by following the Blender Donut tutorial equivalent on YouTube. That was making my own Star Wars spaceship. This project helped me learn texture tiling, material instances, animation, and the sequencer basics. These tutorials are really good if you want to get started moving around in Unreal and doing some cinematics, but not the best for making your own games. I also watched a lot of Cobra Code and Nonsensical 2D for making 2.5D or 2D games in Unreal. They do a great job at explaining Unreal Engine concepts and the different types of game art that is needed for projects. I managed to make a sketch for a walking animation and implement it using flipbooks. I know this is not a lot, but it did give me the foundational knowledge to be able to create an idle, walking, running, and jumping animation if I decide to go full 2D with another game. It's also really useful to know how tile maps work, what parallax level design is, and it always feels good to be able to create your own assets in Procreate, import them into Unreal, and be able to interact with your own art. I realized I needed to learn 3D modeling software as well. So I picked up the free version of ZBrush on my iPad, and this is what I made. It's not very good. I didn't spend a lot of time on this either. I learned the basics of how to move around, some basic push and pull techniques depending on the subdivision amount for better control, and also played around with the brushes to see what shapes I can make. I was learning a little bit about texturing, ambient occlusion, airbrushing, and shadows, but my iPad kept running out of space or crashing mid-modeling. So instead of fighting my iPad over storage, I moved back to learning gameplay mechanics and animations in Unreal. But then I learned about the wonders of Sketchfab, and I was pretty excited that I was going to use this player model in my game. Until, oh my god, now I have to learn about bones, skeletal meshes, animation blueprints. What are these? Okay, so after some research, it looks like I can do some IK retargeting to transfer the animations from one skeleton to another. After losing my mind for a day, I remember that Mixamo can implement its own skeleton mesh to a model without bones. After exporting it into Mixamo in a T or A pose for better rigging, I can define my joints and let the magic happen. We can now do some IK retargeting between the Unreal skeleton that has the animations we want and our new one that matches the joints better. Okay, now we just need to change the third person blueprint in our game, update our animation blueprint to the retargeted one, and we have a character that walks around and jumps just like the template one did. I wanted him to have some ragdoll physics, just for fun, so I added some. When I press 1 on the keyboard, his arms get all floppy. When I press 2, his whole upper body just plops down. And when I press 3, he goes back to normal. I also updated the speed and added a double jump to make the character feel more video gamey. Now that we have the character in our level, the next step is level design. But I'm going to stop it right here for this video. In my next video, I will make a little house in Unreal and decorate it using things I have lying around, like this mac and cheese box